Look, do you see that right there? Those are suitcases. Why? Because my partner and I are leaving for a week. I'm gonna go get my hair cut, and I'm gonna look all nice and sexy in Los Angeles, California, a place I haven't been to since I lived there as a child. And I am so excited to get back, but just because I'm going on vacation doesn't mean you guys are gonna be left without a video. No, I'm gonna film this, but this video is obviously a little bit different. It's very clearly a heart-to-heart, because we need to talk about Todd Howard. So Starfield came out, and technically Starfield doesn't come out for like another couple of days from when I'm filming this, but by the time you see it, Starfield will already be out. But the early access has already dropped and people are already playing it. Reviews have come out, and I'm very confused, okay? So I have been cautiously optimistic, maybe not even optimistic. I've just been cautiously paying attention to Starfield since it was announced, interested to see where it goes. And for the entirety of 2023, I have felt like a weird outlier because every press conference that Todd Howard has and that Bethesda whips out and they come out on stage and they show off Starfield, people lose their shit over it. And they have been so excited, and I don't get the hype. I don't. We should probably go over some clarifications real quick. I am not a console fanboy, all right? I play on PC. I own a PlayStation 5. I still have my Xbox 360. My 360 is probably my favorite console of all time. That's the one that I grew up on. It's the one I'm nostalgic for. So I love Xbox. I love PlayStation. My PlayStation 5 is sick as fuck. The next-gen controllers, the DualShocks, so cool. But I primarily play on PC because I prefer the customization. I prefer to have a station where I can work endgame, and I prefer all of the indie titles that are at my fingertips on my PC. So I am not really biased in the console wars. I should also say that I haven't really liked Bethesda in the past, long before Starfield, right? A hot take of mine, I don't like Skyrim. I'm sorry, Fallout 3 was fine. I often joke with my friends that the biggest regret I've made in my life is that in 2015, I played Fallout 4 and not The Witcher 3. And when you look at my Steam account now, I think you can tell which game I like a little bit more. And so I've been cautiously watching Bethesda, and after Fallout 76 and the time they've spent with Elder Scrolls Online, and it has been almost a decade since Fallout 4, I was really hoping that they had changed up some stuff, you know, and they would have gone, yeah, we're gonna shake up the formula. We're still gonna be Bethesda, but we're gonna do something a little different. And I haven't played the game, obviously. I have not bought the early access. I did not get a review code because I am a fucking nobody. But from what I've seen, it just looks like more Bethesda. And I don't really care about that. I feel like such an outlier. I don't get it. What's so cool? Okay, all right. I get that people adore this Bethesda formula, but for me, it's just so boring. I really don't like the way they do their open world RPGs. There's not a lot of RPG in their games. Starfield has some things that look cool. The ship customization looks cool. The vibe and the aesthetic is actually really cool. They call it NASA punk. That looks really cool. I feel like they nailed that art style and that art direction, but everything else just looks so meh. From the reviews I have seen, I have watched some like 10 out of 10 reviews, and I have watched some like wavering kind of reviews, and I've gotten all the different perspectives, and it seems to me that people who are loving this game can put aside a lot of the Bethesda-isms of the game because they've just been loving it, and I don't know if I can. That's why I don't know if I want to play the game, because apparently the game has loading screens out the fucking wazoo when you land on a planet, when you get out of your spaceship onto the planet, when you get out of the planet and into a building, when you are doing literally anything. Apparently there is a loading screen, and that just comes from the fact that they are using such a dated engine. I don't know the first thing about game development, but the creation engine is so old, and you can see it. Like it feels like a creation engine game when you watch gameplay of it. And I know this is such a superficial thing to say, and I know I just praised the art direction, and the art direction's great, but the game is kind of ugly in like a graphical sense. Like the NPC and like the character models are frankly hideous. They really are in the uncanny valley, and they make me so uncomfortable, and I don't know if I could play a game where the core like chunk, the main core of the game is talking to people when they're looking at me like this. That's terrifying. I remember when they first showed the Adoring Fan and he ran up to you and everyone was like, oh my God, the Adoring Fan is back. And the first thing I thought was, he looks like he came straight out of Oblivion. Like they just moved him from Oblivion. And here's the thing, those like dated character models are kind of charming when you go back and play Fallout 3 and you play like Skyrim and stuff, because it's got that charm to it because it was that last console, or I guess it was 2 console generations now. But it's not charming now when like the texture and like material fidelity of your game is so gorgeous and the ships look so good and the space is so gorgeous, and then this walks up to you. It's super jarring, and I don't know if I can put that. I don't know if I can deal with that. And it also, people have said it is just a Bethesda game through and through. If you want a Bethesda game, you're gonna get a Bethesda game. And I don't know if that's for me, because I haven't played a Bethesda game that's clicked with me. They've all kind of bounced off of me. You know, I liked Fallout 4 when I first played it, but I have gone back to try to play that game again multiple times, and it just never worked. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about their formula, but they have never clicked with me. I have never finished Skyrim, ever. I have not seen the end of that game. I don't know anything about Skyrim because I just didn't like it. I just kind of bounced off of it. And I blame that on the fact that I'm not really a fantasy person. But I don't know, man. I'm so glad that people are enjoying this game. I am so glad that it has hit all of the expectations for so many people. But as I was skeptically watching this game, I was really hoping for something different. And that's probably on me for expecting different when that was never really a thing that was being said. It was at its core always going to be a Todd Howard Bethesda game. I can't help but feel out of place and confused because people are eating this game fucking up. And it just doesn't look like it's for me. Which is okay, you know? Not every game has to be for me. You know, I didn't think Tears of the Kingdom looked that good for me either, so that's okay. That's perfectly okay. But that's what's really embarrassing is that I'm super excited for Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. That makes no sense. You know what? Maybe that's a story for another day. That's a story for another day. That is, Dexter, that's a story for another day. It's another day. Oh my God.